Hello and welcome to the Gunners XKPFC inaugural episode. My one KP, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good, man. Good,
Nice.
good win. Good, big win, man. Hey, some people are sad, but hey, conversation for a different day.
All right, and my boy 433 Presser. Guys, go ahead and subscribe to both channels, KPFC and 433 Presser. The Manchester United man, how you feeling?
Actually, not too bad because whilst it was a defeat, it wasn't a heavy defeat. So that was good,
I guess.
All
Yeah.
right, bro. So let's get right into it, bro. Before the game, we know what was on the line. Manchester United have been crap this season, so not really much to play for other than pride and not conceding a lot, like the Manchester United fans said. It was never about winning this game for Manchester United or even trying to get a point. It was about saving themselves from embarrassment, right? That's the level that Manchester United is at this moment. So, yeah, before the game, it was just all on Arsenal. The impetus was all on Arsenal. And let's start off with the first half, KP. Thoughts on that?
I think first 10 minutes, Man United were kind of comfortable in the game. Probably had more of a foothold in the game. But every time we got the ball and started to attack, we had spaces in behind. We looked like we could score. And obviously, off the Anana clearance, we got the goal from Trossard and Havertz with some good work. I don't know what Casemiro was doing. But even after our goal, I felt like it clearly looked like our game plan was just let Man United have the ball and just defend and not give anything to them, which obviously is a bit frustrating for us because we want to see them go and just wipe them. But it wasn't that bad. But we didn't create too much. I can't lie, we didn't create too many chances. What do you think?
Yeah, but it's very tough, bro, because we've never been in this position. The final 2 games of the season, and it's very tough as to what to do. You're away from home. You get the goal. The impetus is on Manchester United to really come out. And if they didn't want to come out, then, bro, it's a very hard decision for Arsenal to go out chasing more goals away from home in the situation that they find themselves in. So, yeah, bro, I was happy. I was calm. I was expecting it, especially when we went to halftime at 1-0. A lot of people don't remember Arteta, but when Arteta just started out, he was seen as a bit of a pragmatic manager. We used to play 3 at the back. He was very comfortable with Arsenal playing in a low block. So everyone who has been with the team from that time, and even Declan Rice is used to playing in a low block, bro. So the team is pretty comfortable. Based on this and recruitment.
I think as us fans, when we see Man United playing Palace getting wiped 4-0, we similar to the Spurs game where we thought we were going to go there and play football, create loads of chances, but we went there and just kind of played a defensive kind of game, played in moments. And similar to this game, we got our goal and we wasn't pressured to try and create chance after chance. We were just keeping the ball, we need to keep it, defended in a good shape, and it was like we trusted our defense more than were fearful of Man United's attack, and it proved to be the case because they didn't really create anything clear. Obviously, I didn't really feel threatened through the game. I was calm, a bit frustrated at times on the ball, but I felt like I like the fact that we can do both. We can dominate teams on the ball, we can play low block, and give teams nothing and get a result. So it's good, man. It's good.
Nice. Kishan, Pressure. Yeah, thoughts on that first half, bro. Where to start, bro? The Casemiro rookie mistake, midfielder playing in centre back. Thoughts on the performance of that first half, bro?
Initially when I saw the lineup, I thought to myself that I didn't think to myself we were going to use McTominay at 10. I thought he'd probably switch it up and play McTominay more as a centre back and just leave Casemiro in the midfield, because I think McTominay is a bit more mobile if he was supposed to play as a centre half, to be honest, compared to Casemiro. However, he still went to the 4-2-3-1. The first 10 to 15 minutes, if you look across the season, United, they always start winning the first 15 minutes of any game, and then they tend to fall off. We kept Arsenal at bay, to be honest, in terms of how they created chances. I think the first half was good in terms of the goal that we conceded. You see, once again, we talk about, our United fans talk about how good Onana is with the ball at his feet. But there's also that risk factor of when you're a team like United, right? I think when you are depleted in certain areas and you don't have quality in certain areas of the pitch, you're forced to go long. However, it comes with being punished as well, where you go along, Arsenal win back position on the ball quickly. They come down the right hand side as quickly as possible. One cross across the face of goal, and Casemiro doesn't defend well, and I think also Wan-Bissaka doesn't defend well as well. No one is talking about Wan-Bissaka. Really, you see where fullbacks are. Wan-Bissaka, he doesn't like really check over his shoulder to see if anybody's coming in from behind. And Trossard was coming in from behind, and if you can at least recognize that this player is coming from behind, then you can at least step across the attacking player to block off that channel that he's running into. I think Onana as well could have done better, to the extent where I think he could have come out of his goal and just spread his legs across. And I've seen that countless amount of times with David De Gea and many keepers, where they're at the near post, they're at their near post, a ball comes across, a quick stretch of the leg out, the ball goes out for a throw-in. So in terms of the goal that was conceded, poor defending, but not a bad first half from United, but it is what it is.
Before I head over into KP as well, I agree with you totally. It was just lapsy from the entire back line. First with Casemiro, the ball was cleared, but yeah, I was a centre back myself. You have to get back into that line, and with us as a midfielder playing in that centre back position, you can see that that's not his natural position, because any natural centre back knows that the moment that ball clears up, you have to get up in line with the back line. So that was the first lapse. The second lapse as well that I saw before we even hit to the other two defenders, in Johnny Evans and Casemiro and Wan-Bissaka, is Andre Onana, because he's a flat-footed goalkeeper. I don't know if you guys realize, but even with the long-range shots, a lot of the times there are long-range shots that teams take against him, and he's planted. When a lot of other goalkeepers, even if they can't reach it, they're leaping to try and save it, right? He's not an aggressive goalkeeper. He's not on his toes. He's always planted. Any shot that's kicked from outside of the box, more than likely he's planted, bro. So, if he was an aggressive goalkeeper, like, say, a Leno, not Leno. I don't know why Leno came out, but like Raya. Raya is always there. Like, any shot, even in the second half, there were a few shots or crosses played across our 6-yard box. And it's Raya spreading out, right? He's getting that ball. That's his rate. That's his area. They always said the 18-yard box is for the goalkeeper, but the 6-yard box, any ball coming across, it's for the keeper as well. And Onana's positioning is questionable, bro, for sure. So yeah, let's just head to some comments here before we move on. So Loudmouth, big up yourself, Yuri. All possession, no quality. Manchester United fans got an reaction from doing what the top half of the Premier League does every game. Big up yourself, Loudmouth. Casemiro defended better than the others, to be honest. Playing them outside. Dylan, big up yourself. Saliba being injured didn't battle the title. Man of the match at the Etihad, Old Trafford, and Anfield.
I think we have to have a big conversation about this guy, man. I think this season he's been going to away grounds and collecting gems. Man of the match performances, Etihad, Old Trafford, Anfield. Guys, obviously, I won't. It's easy to say if he was there last season that we would have won the league or not won the league. Obviously, he would have definitely helped us a lot. But I think it goes understated. Like, he's played every minute, every game in Premier League apart from one game. Like, he's almost flawless. Like, do you know what I mean? It's crazy, man. What's his name? Højlund didn't really get a sniff today. Didn't really do much. When things came his way, he dominated. And yeah, man. Like, it's crazy to see how our team is now, like, and how far we've moved from last season. This time last season, you could tell the pressure ate us up in terms of when we got into the run-in. I feel like we've taken this run-in like a mature team. Like, the Aston Villa game, we did lose that second half, but bar that, I feel like every other game has been different. The way we've won certain games, some games has been, blowout, some games has been close wins like today. But I think in every game we've seen a certain level of maturity from everyone in the team, and I think that starts from Mikel. So it's a big result, man. Yeah, bro, facts. And the last super chat here, big up yourself, Dylan. Havertz is the truth. Big up yourself for that. Tell him again, Dylan, man. Tell him again. The truth for real, man. He's been him and Trossard, they have been, in terms of like stats wise, they have stepped up in these final 10 games. Yeah, Trossard, big game. What do you think though? Like, overall, do you feel like Was you frustrated during the game that we wasn't really playing football or trying? You could tell Manchester United was there for the kill. We wanted to kill them, or was you more proud that it wasn't giving them much? Was respecting, not
I
trying to
was
concede?
calm. I was calm, bro. The only thing that really upsetted me were like a few moments where we could have kept the ball better. But in terms of like us not playing flawless football,
Yeah.
it wasn't bothering me because those two moments that I mentioned were like when Saka got a breakaway, he was past Dalot, and then he just gave the ball away trying to pass it to Party. And then they
Yeah.
were on the counter. That pissed me
Yeah.
off, right?
Yeah.
And the second one was Martinelli, I believe, when he had a chance to just play the ball over in the corner and let Jesus run for it. And he was
Oh
trying
yeah,
to
I remember
right?
when the ball got played
Yeah,
behind.
those are the two moments that really pissed me off. But in terms of how the team itself was playing in that second half, which we're going to head into right now, and I want to hear from Kishan. Were you proud of that Manchester United performance in the second half, or do you think you guys weren't brave enough, or was it a case of you were just playing in Arsenal's hands and you didn't really do much?
No, listen, coming off the back of a defeat with Crystal Palace 4-0 thrashing, the last thing you wanted was a thrashing from Arsenal, who could become potential champions, And, my assessment of the second half, I think when you look at Garnacho, Amadeo, Anthony, and some of those forward-going players, I just think they lack quality. So there's nothing more that this United team could have done to lay a glove on this Arsenal team. I was looking at the last 10 minutes of the game, and I was saying, listen, we must can score a goal. But if you look at how Garnacho was going forward, etc., the quality of crosses he was trying to put into the box, I think Arsenal kind of forced our hands as well. We couldn't really get to go to the byline as much as possible to put better crosses in. Garnacho was more trying to play those crosses from deep, and it went straight into the hands of David Raya. Basically, we tried a couple shots outside, nothing much, but the team just lacks quality in all areas. But one thing I think didn't help United was not having Bruno Fernandes. I think if we had Bruno, you would see a bit more creativity, especially stretching the defense of Arsenal. You would see that because he could provide 1 and 2 quality crosses to the likes of Anthony, Garnacho, and Amadeo. I think the first 10 minutes, though, Amadeo kind of did well. First 10, 15 minutes in the first half, he kind of did well. He was trying. I know that United fans were calling for a penalty. Oh, I don't think it was a foul. But second half, we came out a little bit better, but the team is just poor in quality that, what I'm saying? And, KP said something about the performance surrounding this Arsenal team. I think the last thing Arsenal would have wanted was to really go all out playing against this United team, because you don't really want to do that at Old Trafford, knowing how you don't know what this United team is about. You know what I'm saying? 1 minute they will look poor. You start to go all out, being expansive, playing the Arsenal way, like how you guys would play at home. And then here comes United putting 2 goals in the back of the net, walking away with 3 points. And then the same Arsenal fans would have been saying, oh, why didn't we go a bit more compact, whatever. This performance is what makes teams into champions, being this professional in terms of performances. Arsenal didn't even come out of first, second, or third gear. I think they were in neutral, bro. You know what I'm saying?
We were just coasting through the game, man. I think if this game was played like in March or like February, I think we probably go and try and wipe you guys, like if you guys were in the same type of form. But I think we have too much to lose. That even the team like someone like Palace, they're mid-table, they don't have anything to lose or gain. So going out and going all for the game is different. Like we know that, like, yeah, as you're saying, one mistake, one counter attack from Man United, and it's 1-1 or it's 1-0 up, and hey, the game changes. We saw how after Party's mistake in the first half, how the crowd kind of got up for it just off one mistake. So imagine we gave you a goal. So I'm proud, man. I don't. At this point, I always say at this stage of the season, I don't care how you get it. Just get it. Just get it done, man. The way you win doesn't matter, man. Doesn't matter. But it's mad. I felt like United played a bit better today, but even within them playing, they didn't do anything. Like, I think Ahmad did play well. I think Kobe had some nice touches. Garnacho got the best of Ben White a few times down the left, and especially in the second half. But I just saying that maybe the final third quality was just poor. There wasn't really any service to Højlund. Like, I don't remember him having a shot apart from that mistake. And it was like most of your chances came from, long range shots or like, crosses. Like, I felt like we just wanted to make you guys play a game that you didn't want to play. I felt like Ten Hag probably expected us from Arsenal to come and dominate the ball and you guys have space in behind, but I think that's not what you guys had. So you see a lot of times when the ball got wide, it was like you guys kind of got static and kind of went backwards. Or a lot of the time I was thinking, why don't you just cross the ball or something? But I guess as well, that's a personnel thing. If you had the likes of Bruno and Rashford, you probably, cause us more threat.
And you guys, United is a transition team as well, Kishan. So, Arsenal have been doing this with these transition teams, especially in the latter end of this season. We did it with Spurs, as KP said. We just sat off, and we know that we can play anyway because these players are equipped. They are used to a low block. They are used to counter attacks. They are used to keeping the ball. So this Arsenal team specifically, they're just equipped to play anyway and get the job done. Kishan?
And I'm looking at the possession stats right now, right? We had 513 passes, I believe. We dominated. We had a 10% more possession of the ball compared to Arsenal. And this is the thing, bro. You can give United the ball all day long. They're not going to do anything with it. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to do anything. And the passing accuracy was high as well, but I could guarantee that those were backwards passes. They weren't front going passes that would like go into the channels for players to run onto. In terms of being a transition team, yeah, we're not a transition team. You know what I'm saying? You look at if, so for example, like Maguire and some of those guys were playing, and even Casemiro and these guys, the first thing they look to do is go long. You can't be a transition team, and the first thing you're looking to do is go long. You cannot bypass the midfield being a transitional team, but it shows you that there's no quality in terms of ball playing centre backs or ball playing midfielders as well. And to be fair to Eric Ten Hag, this is why I wanted the likes of Frankie De Jong and some of those guys to sit in that number 6 position in a pivot that can, take responsibility of the ball from deep and carry it further up the pitch to the attacking midfielder, which would be Bruno Fernandes. So yeah, we're not a transitional team, and we're not even a counter-attacking team as well. But guess what? Eric Ten Hag said that we play the best football ever. Those type of stuff. So I mean, what more can I say?
Yeah, man.
As you said with the stats as well, it's like 54% possession for you guys. The expected goals said a lot. Martinelli had a chance here where he could have taken it away. So I think that's where the 0.71 comes from. But yeah, bro. Like,
and just to make a point, right? This performance reminds me of like when City comes at Old Trafford. I don't think Arsenal fans should really look at the performance. I've seen City play like this before. And it's just like they don't have any reason to go in first or second gear. You know what I'm saying? They will get 1 or 2 goals. And sometimes from just a silly mistake from United, and that's it for them,
Yeah. I always say when you play certain teams, yeah, like you need to think about what's the worst way that you could lose, like instead of thinking about how much can we win. So teams like United, like what they want is to have space in behind to try and, get 1-2 passes or play a long ball from Manana or something and get a space in behind, get a 1v1, get a chance. But if you don't give them that space, give them the ball as we've done, and force you guys to try and build up and create intricate passes like what you guys are not used to, it doesn't really amount to much because that's not what you guys want to do. It's similar to a team like Spurs, even though they're probably a bit better on the ball. If you give them that space in behind and lack of a defensive shape, I feel like that's when they can really kill you. But when you put, it's similar to how Arsenal used to be like a couple of years ago when teams used to just do low block. We just used to pass the ball around in like a circle and just cross it randomly, and we didn't really used to make any
donut football.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So I think I like the fact that our team can, I call them like a chameleon type football. Whatever type of game it is, you kind of adjust depending on the game. And hey, man, it leaves us. It sets up Tuesday nicely. That's all I can say.
Mm-hmm. And before we head to Tuesday, I just want to wrap up Manchester United. So as you're seeing here in the insights, you guys ranked 11 in goals scored per match, 1.5 goals, and you haven't kept a clean sheet in 9 games, bro. Like, what do you use to explain stats like this, Kishan?
I mean, it comes down to the personnel once again and the manager as well. But I mean, I don't like Eric Ten Hag, but I have to be fair to the guy. Like, he's talked about the type of injuries we've had, and I know that people always bring up different teams and say, "Oh, they've had injuries," but I don't think many teams they've had the injuries to the extent that we have. Yeah. I mean, listen, we didn't have Wan-Bissaka for a good period of time. Luke Shaw has been out for majority of the season, Malacia as well. Maguire was out for a period of time as well. Lisandro Martinez came back, went out. Who else was out? Varane, he's in and out. Johnny Evans, he's not going to play every game. And more so than ever, you see, we have to play Casemiro as a centre back. So in terms of the amount, I think we've changed like defense, like in terms of the defensive period, like 63 times.
I think it said a lot of times on the screen.
Yeah. So in that sense, you're not going to have a stable defense to keep clean sheets or anything like that. And when you have a goalkeeper like Andre Onana, who is suspect as well, listen, it's one thing to have a poor defense, but it's even worse when you have a poor goalkeeper. Because listen, I've seen past United teams with a poor defense, right? Where the goalkeeper, David De Gea, have saved us many times, like walking away with a clean sheet, and you're wondering to yourself, how did he do that? Like the defense got bypassed all the time and he kept a clean sheet and you're like, wow, those were like extraordinary saves. Andrew Onana has not really done that this season. So whilst we have not kept a clean sheet in 9 matches, having a poor goalkeeper doesn't help as well.
But it doesn't. But as I always say, like Ten Hag is a weird manager because, like, Kanye made a point earlier. Like Arteta's earlier days when we used to have not the same level of quality, he used to set us up as quite a pragmatic team. We used to, in certain against the bigger games, we used to set up in a low block, 3 at the back, try nullify them and take our moments. It's like, given the fact that you guys have an injury situation, shouldn't Ten Hag set you guys up in a low defensive shape? Protect the fact that Onana might not be the best, and Casemiro and Evans aren't the quickest and the most athletic, and try and make it harder for Arsenal to beat you guys. Like I think it confuses me the most when teams have like injuries or things that they can't do, and the manager doesn't set them up in a way that at least gives them a chance to get a result. So even though the injuries are definitely a factor, and I agree, like you guys have had crazy amount of injuries, like given that, you have to adapt to your situation. You can't just say we have injuries and we're just going to get beat every game. And it's
that's true. But the thing is, he's not willing to adapt, because I remember a couple months ago when even opposition fans can identify that the midfield is a gaping problem. Like it's a big hole in the midfield, a gap, whatever the case is. And Eric Ten Hag said that the midfield isn't a problem. So if he's not going to really take responsibility or identify some of these things as a problem, then how is he going to fix it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he probably doesn't see it as a problem.
Are you kind of mad that apparently they'll say there's news apparently like Bruno, Rashford could have potentially played today, but obviously Ten Hag didn't want to rush them back. Obviously, you guys have more important games coming up this season. I
think he's banking on the FA Cup, to be honest. He wants to save them for the FA Cup because, listen, it's a one-off game, man. And to be honest, if we have like a squad that's kind of healthy, I think we can at least, even if we lose, we can try to give City a run for their money. It's the last game of the season. They give 120%. If you have players back like Rashford, Bruno, you see, listen, Rashford is a player that lives for the moment. You know what I'm saying? That's a game for him to perform at the end of the season. Bruno Fernandes as well, he will step up. Other players as well, they can hold their own. So in that regard, I think he's saving them for the FA Cup. And to be honest, Rashford, he wouldn't have made a difference today.
Yeah. No, I was asking. I just want to see. Obviously, I know Kanye are probably going to transition to Tuesday and the rest. I just want to ask you a question because I've never actually asked you. Like, how do you feel right now? Like in your gut, pause, in your spirit. Do you think? Yeah. Like, how do you think? Do you think this league is coming home? Because I don't know, man. I think forget all this like stuff about City that have never scored a goal at Tottenham Stadium. I don't know, but I think the way that we're handling business, I think something in our favor can happen, whether it's on Tuesday or on Sunday next week. How do you feel, man? What do you think? Are you just one of them ones where you're like, yeah, it's done? Have you accepted defeat?
Who is that, Kishan or me?
You.
Me? Bro, I'm believing, bro. Because I was watching, I don't remember which program I was watching, bro. It's either Arsenal Fan TV or DR Sports, bro. And they were just trying to find hope, bro, clutching at straws. And, bro, anything can happen, bro. Like, that's all I'll say.
Like, everyone would have expected Arsenal to come today at Old Trafford and smack them in the face. Mm-hmm. And it was a difficult game.
Yeah, bro. In the sense of the thing that's key as well is if Liverpool beat Aston Villa, then
please
Spurs have something to play for, bro. They can't just... The ambition of that football club will come into question, bro, if Liverpool beat Aston Villa, because they can take it into the last game just like how we can take it into the last game. Yeah. So all eyes, even before there are all eyes on
all eyes tomorrow on Villa still.
It's all eyes on Villa, bro.
And Villa haven't been looking the best.
Exactly.
Look at them.
Loudmouth, if your team can do something and help, that can help the balance, bro. Because as I said, if Liverpool beat Aston Villa, Spurs have something to play against. Because if they beat Manchester City, and they can't plan to beat Manchester City playing that high line, right? If they want to really be serious and try to challenge, they have to switch their game plan, bro. But I'm curious to see what Andrew will do if they get that chance to really challenge.
But it's weird, obviously, Kishan. I want to ask you, like, it's weird because remember the game at Etihad? Was it 3-3 or something like that? Like, I
Yeah.
remember. But remember, they didn't have Romero or Van der Ven. They played with Emerson Royale and Davis centre back. Obviously, I know Man City had a million chances and didn't score, but Spurs are that kind of weird team where, like, because they're gonna go for it and they're gonna have chances, and Man City are gonna try and dominate and leave space in behind. It might just suit them to play that high line or that risky kind of football. Keyshawn, what do you think? Obviously, I know put your hate aside, put your your agenda aside.
What my thoughts on Arsenal and the league title?
Now, do you think do you think it's, let's be real, City are gonna win the next 2 games, it's done, or do you think Arsenal? Do you think something will happen?
City has what? Spurs and who's the last game for them?
Is it West Ham at home?
West Ham.
Yeah,
So that's
West
just
Ham.
before I head over to Kishan. That was my next point as well. Like, West Ham have Europe to play for. So it's not like it's a post, bro. That's the reason why, if you guys go ahead, you can check out the video that Dylan made on our channel. Mikel Antonio came out and said if it went to the final day, that Arsenal are going to win the league. He's going to hand Arsenal the league because they have something to play for. They're not going to go and play against City and bend over, bro.
Yeah, they're gonna play the lovely low block. They're gonna try.
Exactly, bro. So there's hope, bro. There's hope for sure. Kishan.
Yeah, listen, I'm looking at this Arsenal team, and I'm not afraid to say I really admire Mikel Arteta and what he has done at the club. And if this Arsenal team misses out on the league title, it's going to be by a small margin, and it's going to probably go back to the Aston Villa game that you guys lost at home. Was it a loss or a draw? Or you guys?
No, we lost.
Yeah, you guys lost that game. So it could probably go back to that game. But I'm looking at it, right? Spurs, they have something to play for. You know what I'm saying? West Ham also have something to play for. And it goes hand in hand. David Moyes is leaving at the end of the season. This game is going to play at City's home. The last time a game was played at their home, it was against Aston Villa in the last day of the title race. And, Aston Villa went up. After that Coutinho substitution, Aston Villa went to shit, basically. And City got back into the game. So, it's a team that's very experienced on the last day. Despite the fact that Gundogan isn't there, it's still Pep Guardiola. They still have some very intelligent players. Who would have thought that Guardiola would have been the big player coming up in these last couple games? No one would have thought that.
He's turned into Gundogan. This guy's scoring goals for fun.
Yeah, so they have players that can morph into something in these down moments of the season. However, I'm just thinking, like, Spurs, if Spurs can get a draw, if Spurs draw against City, right? Then it's all for Arsenal on the last day, basically. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, go ahead.
I think it's the goal difference is 3 now, right? Because we just scored 1-0. I think it's +3.
Yeah, +3.
I think even if they did draw, we would still have to try and give Everton some goals, because I think if City know that they have to win this game, I think they're gonna try and put 5-6 past West Ham if it came down to it.
Yeah, but then West Ham need Europe, so West Ham are not gonna collect 5-6.
Hey, but we gave them 5-6 though.
Yeah, but it's different, bro. Like, it's the last game of the season. David Moyes is going to go prime David Moyes, bro. He even if they lose, I don't see them collecting that much with Europe on the line.
Yeah. And I think West Ham have the players like the Kudus, Paqueta, Bowen, Antonio.
That can sit in and sit. The pressure will be all on City because we're having Everton at home.
Yeah.
They need goals. They're expecting Arsenal to beat Everton at home. Everton doesn't have anything to play for.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're playing relegation Everton here. Yeah. So, bro, City need to beat Tottenham. If they don't beat Tottenham, then there's a lot of pressure on them, bro. So yeah, I want to head over into the final fixture. So let's just head over into Manchester United here. I'm going to add back the screen. And we're going to just look at Manchester United final fixtures and get Kishan starts. So Arsenal, you guys lost. Let me just scroll up here a bit. Wow. Poor results. 1-1 at Burnley. Crystal Palace 4. Manchester United lost today with 1-0. So you guys have Newcastle, Brighton, and then the FA Cup run. How do you think the rest of the season will pan out?
I think we'll probably lose the last 2 games in the Premier League. That Newcastle game, obviously, it's still in my mind because we played against Newcastle in that 1-0 defeat, and Rashford was vividly walking on that pitch. This game is being played at Old Trafford. Listen, I don't think we'll win. Isak, Bruno, and some of those guys. I think Bruno Fernandes and Rashford will probably be back for that game. I think he'll play them in that game, to be honest. But the likes of in terms of Newcastle and the quality that they have at this moment in time, I think it's gonna be too much for United at home. Brighton, uh, it's a team that they normally win the last game. They normally always win the last game of the season for their fixtures. United in the last couple of years, I remember them losing games on the last day. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really too disturbed or anything or fussing about any upcoming results. I'm more focused on that Man City game because winning the FA Cup and Arsenal not winning the league, that would be nice. You know what I'm saying? FA Cup over not winning the league. Come on, who wouldn't take a trophy even in a bad season?
You and I both know you're not winning that FA Cup, man.
So you can't say that because I've seen Arsenal in the past being very poor against City in the FA Cup and they beat City.
Hey man, that's Arsenal.
Let's head over to Arsenal pictures then. KP. So we have Everton next, and yeah, bro.
Was it last season we faced Everton at home in the final day?
No, that was Wolves.
That was Wolves. I think it was 2 seasons. There was a season where we faced. We seem to.
Yeah, we did play them the season before, I believe.
Yeah, I think a final day at home at Emirates. Yeah, like when Arsenal play at home for the final day, we debut the new kit for the next season.
Yeah,
obviously, Everton don't have nothing to play for. They're already up, and they're not gonna get relegated. And I think knowing that if that could be the game that crowns us the title, I think this might be a really good game. Like, I don't think it will be I think we'll play good football. I think you'll see, I think we'll have an acceptance of whether or not we win the league or not. We've had a great season, so I think we're going to go out and put a show for everyone. And if it in turn happens to be the game that wins us the league, I think but I think we win the game, man. I think we win the game. How about you? What do you think? How are you feeling for the game?
As I said, I think we can expect to get 3 points. We've already beaten our tally of last season, 85 points. Apparently
this is our most wins in Premier League history, 27 so far, and obviously we can get 28.
So bro, all eyes set on Liverpool tomorrow. That's where the first
Jurgen Klopp, obviously we're all together now. You're at the title race, UD, all you man. You guys don't want City to win the league as well, so handle the business with Villa. Give Spurs the incentive. Spurs, hey man, you see the blood and Crips, they've come together, and united one time for peace. Spurs and Arsenal can unite one time for peace. Ange, I don't know what you want to do. Just do something. That's all I can ask for.
Real. So yeah, guys, that's basically it for this match review. You guys can go ahead and check out KPAFC. Subscribe. Those who are viewing live right now and those who will view after the live has been posted, go ahead, subscribe to KPAFC and subscribe to 433 Presser and get them to 1,000 subscribers. Also, subscribe to Gunner. So you know the thing already. If you don't subscribe, you come here on your head side.
Hey, everyone subscribe.
Yeah, bro.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's it for this episode. Let's see how next week plays out, and you guys can expect a live stream as well. That's it. Thanks for watching.
Take care. Have a nice day.
Peace.